Adam here with Brooksaw Antiques. Today we have this 1952 Underwood Model 21 vintage portable typewriter. I'm going to show you how to use the functions and make sure they all work. Made by Olivetti in Spain, and it's an absolute masterpiece in excellent condition. This might be better than a Hermes 3000. That's saying a lot. The way this thing was engineered is just absolutely fantastic, and it's in excellent condition. I've had a few of these, but they haven't been in this good a condition, so you just don't appreciate it as much until you get one like this in this good of condition. Up top is the adjustable paper guide. This helps you guide the page in straight. I'm going to line that up with the edge of the platen, which is the main roller that feeds the paper. And these are the paper support arms that flip up from the back. This is the left margin. I'm going to set that on 0, the right one around 80. And I could be wrong about the year 1952. I couldn't find too much information on the typewriter database for the serial number on this. So I just asked ChatGPT, and they gave me 1952 based on the color combination and the serial number. This is the paper bale that sits on top. It's got 2 adjustable rollers and a scale. Once you hear the bell, you're near the end of the margin. Hit this line space, gets you back to the beginning, and skips 1, 2, 3, or 4 spaces. So it's almost like a full-size desktop machine. It's pretty big compared to the other Olivetti's. I mean, it's comparable to the Olivetti Studio 45. Feels just like it, but it's got a metal. This is a metal shell, and it feels like a 32, but more smooth and it's more comfortable touch. So we're gonna do double space, very good, triple space, and quadruple space. If you push it all the way back, it just disables the spacing altogether. Now I'm gonna lose my line. I should have done that until the end. That's okay. I'm gonna put that back on 1 and try to find close enough. As you can see, all the keys type nice and none of them skip or stick. I'll type a sentence in red on the next line and switch from black to red. There's a switch on the right side, flip that down to the red indicator. It prints the bottom portion of the ribbon, which is red. When you have it in the middle, it doesn't print any ink at all. It just leaves a stencil for copying purposes. When you have it up top, it prints the top portion of the ribbon, which is black. We're going to move that down for red. Top 5 machine of all time, in my opinion. It might lose some points for being so big and heavy, but you sacrifice some of that for the performance that this thing puts out. I want to put this next to a Hermes 3000 and test them both side by side. The print was beautiful. Pica typeface prints 10 characters per inch, and as you can see, that first line is not perfect because I lost the line by switching it to the 0 on the line space selector. So yeah, I'm really impressed by this, not only because of the performance, but how clean it is. And if it's a 1952, this thing is super old. It's almost, what, 70 years old, and in this good a condition. It feels brand new. To pull the page out easy, there's a switch on the right side. Flip it forward, it unlocks the rollers underneath the platen, allowing you to pull the page out easier, load thicker paper like carbon copy or cardstock. Make sure you flip that back before you load the next page, or else it won't load correctly. Got a shift on each side and a shift lock on the left. To clear that, just hit the shift button again. Very good. We're going to flip these down for now and put the color back on black. Backspace on the right side. Very good. This button here that looks like it should be a 1 is actually the margin release. When you get to the end of the margin, there's a mechanism that blocks you from printing. Hit that margin release. It does allow you to get past that and type all the way to the end. Very good. Tab set on the keyboard here, just like most Olivetti's have, is you set and clear it on this lever here, and you activate it with this red button. So right now we have tab set on 10 space intervals, so I'm just going to clear each one at a time by flipping the switch down, and you barely got to flip it down to clear that. Just going to clear each one of those. Very good. So now we don't have any, but I always like to set one somewhere in the middle, so that way when you hit the tab button, it doesn't go slamming all the way to the end, causing wear and tear on your typewriter. By flipping that switch up, and you can set as many tabs as you want on this model. Okay, the hood pops open from the front like this, and it hooks in from the back, so you want to be careful. This is cast iron, so that you can actually break that if you try to force that off. All the brand new ribbon is actually pretty even right now, so it's pulling to the left, and if you want to swap the direction, just like on most Olivetti's, you just swap the side you want it to go to towards the middle, and it'll pull to that side. And that's meant to catch the eyelet, which is the little metal piece at the end of the ribbon. It'll catch that and swap it to the side it needs to go to indefinitely, automatically. This is your touch control. The farther back you go, the more tension there is when you hit the keys. You do have to hit the keys harder for them to print, but they respond faster. The farther front you go, the less tension. So you just want to play with that to gauge what your preference is as far as touch control goes. This has a nice smooth touch. The elevated 32 has a really super light touch. This one's just more comfortable. And the Studio 45 is comparable to this, but that has a plastic shell, and this is actually feels more luxurious. It's like a luxury typewriter than that does, even though that is pretty close. It might be the just just a sheer um, cleanliness this one has. It just feels super luxurious, and it rides on this rail here, just like the 22 did. Very nice feel to the carriage. This is your carriage release on each side. Left carriage release. It's a big typewriter. Um, Probably weighs 25 pounds. And if you push the button at the end of the knob, it disables the spacing so you can get to an exact spot on the page. The same concept of what I did earlier with the 0. It disables the spacing, but you lose your line, so you want to be careful with that. And this is your carriage lock. You flip that up to lock the carriage in the middle, so when it's in the case, it doesn't bang around causing any kind of internal damage. Flip it down to release that. Very good. Now available on eBay or Etsy. Search Brooksaw Antiques.